Hello and welcome to another episode of Settra Legendary and patch 6.3.1. In this case, it's a hotfix is done. And we're gonna take some Chosen of Tzeentch. And yet another army with... that's a ton of infantry, actually. And that's a ton of missiles and some cavalry. Okay, so that's complicated. Both armies actually can replenish really well. You know, they can resolve things pretty well. So I think that having my Ushabti as reinforcements is going to be really good. So let's fight it out. Let's see, Settra cannot handle both armies, but with the reinforcements it should be very easy. I do agree with the battle results being decisive victory, because yeah, he's in forced march, he doesn't have a lot of stuff that can harm me, his lord is level 2. Yeah, I agree with this. If this was Kairos leading this army, it's kind of a shame that it isn't. So, first front line with my Tomb Guards just staggered in case he has some magic. My Chosen of the Gods with the other units down here. Then the chariots are up to have some skirmishing, and when my Ushabti and other units will show up, they're going to deploy on the backs, and then I'll reinforce everything. So, by the way, this is just an advice. Chosen, yes, they have tons of armor, but they don't have shields. These guys are halberd unit, so don't feel afraid of using archers, even against them. I know it may not be the most cost effective, but they are the unit that you need to kill. So if they are the unit that you need to kill, just cause damage to them. Even a little bit of some damage with these Cascade of Souls should do it. What would be... you know, of course you can't take out all the others by the time that you take out the Chosen, but at the same time it's good that you have some damage dealt to the Chosen, so it's not like they won't rout or anything like that. Because if the Chosen arrive to my lines without any damage whatsoever, you're only gonna have to do the damage without being ranged, and that's the problem. There's no way my Tomb Guard can go against these guys. So they are the prime target for my Cascade of Souls and for my Chariots. Chariots should go against the missile units as well. And now I get my reinforcements. This was 3 minutes to get the reinforcements just because of his ability. Oh, that was silly. Well, not 3 minutes. I believe it was one... actually, it was 2 minutes for this battle. There's a 3 minutes. There's a second battle where he does that. But yeah, that's a problem. Here comes some Centaurs of Tzeentch. I did not see them coming as fast as as they were, and luckily I'm now in a position where I have so many chariot archers that I can hit these guys. And I'm also using some Ushabti great bows to shoot them. And then I realized, oh, these are Chaos Furies. I can actually hit them with my chariots because they are small entities. They're going to die very easily. And with the other chariots that I've now split up into 2 groups of 3, I'm hitting the cockatrice. So overall, it seems everything's going well. I've destroyed like 2 forces. 2 Chosen of Tzeentch are half health, and the cockatrice will likely be destroyed here. So I'm feeling pretty confident on the battle going my way this time, because I'm hitting some of the targets, just using my skirmishes properly. I don't know what's happening with the cockatrice. It's too slow here for whatever reason. It shouldn't. There's nothing applying a slowness effect to it, I believe. So I don't know what's up with that. Now, the Screamers of Tzeentch, I know what's happened. They're dying. So that's like 6 units already that have gone to half health or lower health, and while it does seem like a lot of enemies coming in, I also have my Ushabti great bows in position now. And I couldn't have a better location. Look at this cluster bomb. Yeah, the arrows arrive and then it clusters. It's so good. So over here, it might seem like... just bunch everything together. Are they vulnerable to my chariots? Yes, they are. Every single unit here is vulnerable to my chariots. Either the archers, either the screamers who are vulnerable to my missiles, or the other units that are vulnerable to a direct charge. So I'm feeling pretty confident on that flank. I also have some Tomb Guard halberds on that flank as well. And now sending everyone in, including Settra. There he goes. Yeah, he has Strider, by the way. That's why he pushes so easily. If you don't have Strider, this may not happen. But he turns around really fast, as you can see here. Yeah, let's use that explosion ability. I'm just using him as a disruptor against the enemy missiles. So like he has disrupted like 3 units, which is perfect. And even the flamers are now in melee, so that's never a good thing to have, right, Tzeentch? They're not intended to be monstrous infantry like this. What's happening, dude? You're sending your units to die. So yep, overall these are just tomb guards fighting pinks. They have no choice but dying. And my Cambrian War Sphinx is actually looking for the enemy lord. Aha! There it is. He's been shoved away by some Ushabti. And now you see the complete difference in this array. My forces are still showing strong. There's no signs of any weakening. And knowing that I have held here the fort, let's say, of my Ushabti Great Bows, I just know that the Ushabti can do damage to anything that they can while unimpeded. So all that I need to look for now is units that may be routing on my end, like those skeleton archer chariots that I showed. And it's time now to send my single entities to charge their single entities and kill them out. Yeah, that should be easy. Fetch, kitty. There we go. It's always nice to see them going. Come on, leave the... Oh, don't get entangled with your own chariot. Come on, there we go. There we go. It's because of the animation that it does of charging. Yeah, flamers look really cool on paper, but it's most about their damage, so their range damage. Well, once they're in melee, they should rout really easily, then get destroyed. And that's a victory. That was actually quite a nice battle. I didn't lose too much. Look at that. That's perfect. 144, that's nothing against those 2 armies. They included actually 4 chosen, so yeah. I don't have those. So for people saying that, oh, you can't go against chosen, yes you can. Come on, you have the tools for it. And you can use the skeleton chariot archers, as you've seen. I've seen some people say that skeleton chariot archers are awful, and I'm like, what game are you playing? They're super cool and super good, super useful. I don't know, they might have left them behind or something like that, or use them in the charges or something. It's easy to not see them for what they are. So let's get the Tomb Princess, because I really want that. I want to get the heroes for all my armies now. And that should be fine. Let's get some more Spolko Stalkers and Master Builder. Yeah, there we go. Address me as your highness. Yeah, review stone masonry. That's good. This army would always be with Ushabti, so I'm thinking on the other lord, Lakamisha, having an army spawning there, you know, instead of coming over here to get more Ushabti. I'll still want to give him the Chosen of the Gods, though. So let's get a Cambrian War Sphinx there, instead of the Chosen of the Gods. Yeah, I think that's it. So Settra is now almost complete to the staple that I wanted. I wanted 3 Cambrian War Sphinx, so I'm gonna have to reduce by 1 the chariots. So let's choose now the Tomb Princess. Let's get... Yeah, I have 3 heroes to choose. Let's get this strong hero, Seketa. Yeah, and I always go with the blue line first. I was wondering if I had some hero defense chance here, but no. Let's get just training and spread control and indomitable wheel, and why not just get some embalmed and elixir for more hit points and conqueror. Yeah, that feels like a good first steps. Yeah, I'm gonna get some units here on King Yakansa. I think he's gonna get just the... Yeah, he's prepared. Yeah, he has better ammunition and missile. That sounds good. So he's gonna get the Chosen of the Gods in exchange for a regular Ushabti. I could have just Ushabti, but I like having those Tomb Gods halberds on the flanks, you know. For now, I think that's going to be the case. So yeah, there we go. And I want a Lich Priest of Light. The other one died because it was assassinated. How shameful. A Proficient Caster. I think so. I think so. And you're gonna go... Oh, no. This is the one case where you don't do that. I almost did it out of habit. So now I might want this Wise dude or the Eternal. It has physical resistance, but no, let's go with the Wise one. And the same, spread control, Indomitable Will, Embalmed in Elixir, and Conqueror. There we go, that's a good start for a Lord. Just to make sure that it does some damage. Yeah, the Scarbrand is actually losing against the greenskins, so that may be a problem. I have to reinforce this area, that's for sure. Because in case I get attacked, it's going to be a problem. Let's get the best units, the Necrosphinx and the Sepulchral Stalkers here. Maybe the Necropolis Knights. I know that Necropolis Knights combine really well with armies with Skeleton Archers, you know, because they can screen, do the same thing as the Skeleton Chariots, and they benefit from the same red line skills. So now let's check Mortuary Cults. Do I want another army capacity? I feel like that's the next step. So next turn I'm going to hire a new army. And it's amazing how the Tomb Kings have evolved, because right now I would have issues getting unit caps. You know, I would still be using skeletons, that's for sure, in some armies, or maybe one. And now you can just skip them. Those are completely early game units, unless you're having some trouble. So, because as you see, I have more than unit capacity. Kairos actually moved in here, which is the worst move he could have done. It was fine if he would just defend his area, and then I would have to face off against maybe 2-3 armies again. But in this way, it's just helping me out. The Settra is gonna go against him, take him out, and then suddenly I can even retreat some of the armies, that's for sure. So he has the blue scribes, which is interesting. So let me fight it. He still has not a decent army, but it still should be an interesting battle. So let's go and show it up. As always, Skeleton Chariots screening, and then we have the Tomb Gods down here helping out the Casket of Souls, just ensuring that they don't get attacked early on. And I have my single entities at the front within the gaps. It's always nice to have this formation within the gaps, you know, having the single entities, because you can safeguard them if anything happens, you know, or if you see that the enemy is coming in for you. So the Skeleton Archer Chariots, anything that doesn't have a shield is a target, but I really like using them against flyers. Really like using them against flyers. And because Tzeentch has so many flyers, they're just so good at it. You know, it may not feel like it. It's kind of like you see the archers and you don't see a lot of damage to it, but over the course of time, and because they start with the Vanguard, it's just so good. Without the Vanguard, maybe they wouldn't be so good, you know? But with the Vanguard, boy, they're cool armies. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Screamers, which are anti-large, are almost entirely destroyed. And now I see the armies and I'm like, oh, I can bombard these guys. And I can just go in with the chariots. So that's the cool. And now I see Settra going in. He has a plan, which is to go through everyone, but Kairos is pursuing. So because Kairos is pursuing, this becomes just a duel. Kairos looks amazing, by the way. I feel a strong desire to play Tzeentch as well, but I think I would play Tamarkan next or something like that, depending on what you guys would like. But I would like, you know, a different location from Settra, and Tamarkan feels nice. Yep, look at that. I charge with the chariots and immediately 4 units are routing. Kairos is surviving. I don't have anyone to target this guy. So that's the problem with the Skeleton Chariots, Archer Chariots, is that once they are in melee, you cannot really tell them who to attack with the missiles. And I kind of need them to go still after those single entities on, like the Blue Scribes. So I'm having to deal with the armies in the units at the front, and then go after the Blue Scribes. Yeah! Use that whip. That whip is awesome, actually. Yeah, go! Look at him go. That's nice. It's still a chariot, by the way. It can still do some damage. The other flank was completely overcome. And now I'm thinking, oh, all that I need is to go after Kairos. But I see him doing his spells and I'm like, oh, wait, is he dropping some really powerful spell or something like that, or ability? Because I'm fearful for that. Especially after the last encounter, he was doing so much damage. But it just feels like he's empowering himself. Yeah, doing the damage. Has some neat animations too. But right now Settra is doing some damage to him and everyone else is fleeing but him. So I figured, okay, this is because the blue scribes haven't been untouched. So I'm sending in the skeleton archer chariots to do some damage to both Kairos and the blue scribes in hopes that we trigger army losses. And hopefully before Tzeentch does a massive damage spell. So I'm actually baiting it here. Like I'm joining everyone together and seeing if he would do a spell and then I'll just withdraw it. That was actually my Tomb King, my Settra, my Tomb King, oh how dare I. That was actually Settra doing a damage. And now here's the spell, but that's not a really damaging one. So I see the blue scribes are leaving, Kairos is leaving now. Yeah, go back to your Tzeentch master. And that's good. That's a victory. I didn't lose too much. And I defeated 3 armies without suffering anything, really. This is perfect. So I think I'm going to send just Settra and another army to conquer the south. And the other 2 armies are going to go to the north in preparation to the fight against the Bretonnians, because either Bretonia or the dwarves are going to attack me. I could as well go against the dwarves and then consolidate the south. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. So I can take this place, and likely King Wakaf can actually conquer a lot of places here. Note that King Wakaf has some bonuses for archer units. Okay, I got medicinal plants. I believe that was necessary for some canopic jars, so items. So yeah, not a lot of issues with the corruption. Let's get Gehib, the god of faith, mostly because of the attrition. Mostly I don't want to have issues with attrition. He still has some Mishapti units here, so that's cool. This is the one that I'm not using exactly the best army for him, but it's working so far. So I want Soul Blight first for him. That's because to just enhance the capacity of that spell. And for Settra, I don't really count on him being dead or anything like that. So wounds, it's a wasted slot. So let me go for this. Gives 40% physical resistance. That's good, but that's only 1 ally. And this one is much better because it gives the missile damage. So yeah, we can get a Necrosphinx or a Cambrian War Sphinx. I think I'm going to go for the Cambrian. Yeah, Cambrian War Sphinx. There we go. And that's going to be the one that's going to be gone over to Settra. So I'm going to trade one chariot for 1 Cambrian War Sphinx. Because in the late game, you kind of want a few more single entities to do that damage. Yep, there we go. Let's recruit that. Then I'll hire a new army. And when I hire a new army, it's not going to recruit too much stuff. Because it's just going to go and transition with forces from one guy to another, just to ensure that I get some troops, you know, to the right places. Because yes, I can just delete them and rehire them, but it takes a little while longer, and I prefer to have at least one army around instead of, you know, all stopped. You know, it's like you have one army that is not doing anything instead of 3 or 4 that are just recruiting units, you know. And at the time that you delete some units and then you start rebuilding them, your power decreases as well, so that's a problem. Let me see if I can assassinate. Let me see. Yeah! It's wounded because it's legendary, but yeah, I managed! So that's cool, because that was the guy assassinating my heroes. And it's A-cult, so that's nice. Have all my heroes here. These Tomb Princes and others. And I'm thinking on getting what? Proclamation. I need some unit capacity for Ushabti, actually. So let's see. This is good for the vigor for the chariots. That'd be nice. I'm thinking something for the skeleton archers now. Or just the stronger binding. So weapon strength for Tomb Guards. Yeah, let me focus on the Tomb Guards and that's it. Okay, let's get everything for the Tomb Guards. I can unlock a new army, and that's what it's going to go for. Like, it's going to hire some units, that's for sure, but it's not going to... Yeah, it's already reducing the Tzeentch corruption. It's amazing. Super cool. But yeah, it's just going to ensure that it has the units that King Glamishaz doesn't want. So what do I want? Trustworthy? That banishment, I really want that. I don't want another prepared. But that would be cool. Now, trustworthy is good because of the diplomatic relations. This is corruption, spell resistance. Corruption, I'm having some troubles here with corruption. Or I can have some troubles with corruption, but let's go prepared. Yeah. And I'll give him some archers. Do I have anything else? So I think I'm gonna merge him. Give him some archers, give him some units. And give him the Tomb Scorpions, because that's not the unit that I want on that army. You know? Yeah, that's cool. Do I want the Tomb Guards? Maybe. Yeah, I think so. That other lord is only going to have Ushabti, and that's it. And it's going to have some, single entities to go against the large targets. So let's get a Casket of Souls. That's good. It should have been before so that I could get all of this with recruit levels. Let me... Yeah, it's a one turn that I lose, but it's kind of fine. It's kind of fine. Yep. There we go. There we go. That's much better. They're almost level 7, so that's cool. That's always nice. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 armies on turn 55. I consider that pretty good. So yeah, that's a good playthrough so far for Settra. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye bye.